Welcome back to The Fight. I'm Pete Byrne. College athletics as a whole has been significantly impacted by COVID-19. Instead of gearing up for the fall with spring football practices and summer workouts, Notre Dame football has been experiencing a new normal. And here to talk about it now, we are joined by the Dick Corbett head football coach here at the University of Notre Dame. Coach Brian Kelly joins us. Coach, thank you for being with us and welcome to The Fight. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to help with the fight, and hopefully we'll be able to do good things.
My pleasure, Coach. I want to take you back to March. You guys were one practice into your spring workouts, and then all of a sudden everything gets shut down. I'm curious, what was your initial reaction to all campus athletic activity being immediately halted?
Well, obviously, the first thing is the safety of your student athletes and your staff and all those associated with Notre Dame. And so we had to make a quick decision, one that I thought that was the right one. And I'm proud of our leadership here at Notre Dame, Father Jenkins, Jack Swarbrick, our entire administration making a quick decision to shut down operations and keep our people safe and healthy. And again, those are difficult decisions, but we didn't have a game plan, nothing that we could rely on that happened in the past. But we did it in the best interest of our student athletes and our staff, and safety being the most important thing.
And they didn't just shut down football, they shut down the school, so all your guys get sent home. So I ask you now, how are your guys able to keep up both with their training and their academics remotely? And then what type of communication have you and your staff been able to have with them over the last 2 months?
Well, first of all, I'm very proud of my student athletes. This is uncharted territory. They didn't come to Notre Dame to be online students. They came to be directly involved on a day-to-day basis with the greatest faculty in the world. And everybody had to improvise and adapt. Our faculty did an incredible job in less than ideal circumstances, and our players did as well. And we've had a great semester, and I think a lot of the credit goes to them, but our academic support staff is outstanding, led by Adam Sargent, and certainly our coaches. They had to put on a different hat. You know, it wasn't football. It was about academics and supporting our student athletes, and that constant communication where we were meeting with these type of online meetings, they went a long way in developing a very good routine for our student athletes on a weekly basis.
Brian, I'm curious, aside from the Zoom call becoming the norm, what are some of the other adjustments you and your staff have had to make as coaches? And are any of these adjustments that you might see carrying forward once we return back to a new normal?
Well, certainly not being in the office, you concern yourself with not being able to be as efficient, but I think we've been extremely efficient through the use of whether it be a Zoom call or certainly FaceTime, the correspondence, the communication, the texting. I think it's been one where we've learned a lot, that I think you can be effective from distance as long as you're communicating effectively on a day-to-day basis. I think recruiting has taken a bit of a change. We had to bring our campus to the student athletes that we're recruiting. And we found ways to do that and be creative. So I think it gets you to think outside the box a little bit in these very difficult times. It forces you to look at things a little bit differently, and I think we're better because of it.
For the sake of this discussion, let's assume that the college football season does go on as scheduled and that on August 29th you guys are playing in Ireland. What time do you feel like you need to get your guys back here on campus and back to normal in order for that to be realistic?
Well, I would say that, if you talk to strength and conditioning coaches, they would like it right now. Football coaches would like a few months. I think what's most important right now is probably 6 to 8 weeks. So I think we're looking at early July to get back and get our student athletes in a position where physically, from a cardiovascular standpoint, muscular, in other words, soft tissue, so we're not having injuries there, that they're ready to go back into football-related activities and prepare for the start of the football season.
I know a lot of the people watching this broadcast now are Notre Dame alums, and they're curious to hear you talk about your football team. Coming into the season, you're going to have a very talented squad, possibly ranked in the top 10, and there's a lot of excitement. I want to ask you about your team on the offensive side of the ball with so many starters returning, including a talented quarterback who's back for his third year as a starter. What excites you about your offensive group right now?
I just think that they take control of the situations that are confronted with. In other words, they've seen a lot. They've experienced a lot. They've played a lot of football. Nothing will rattle this group led by Ian Book, a veteran offensive line. Certainly, they're very very talented, but they're also experienced, and they're going to be able to handle all that is thrown in front of them, including a pandemic. They've been able to work out, find ways to stay sharp, and I expect them to come back and really have an outstanding football season.
And I know a few of your freshmen were able to get here on campus, but a lot of them may or may not be able to show up as soon as you would have liked. But assuming there's football this fall, who are some of the newcomers that might excite the fans when they do get a chance to see them for the first time?
Oh, I mean, we've already had a couple of young guys come in as mid-year enrollees, and certainly they're gonna have a little bit of a leg up on everybody because we brought in almost 10 mid-year enrollees that got the chance to work out and condition and be ready. But I don't know if there's one particular one other than I will say this. For our Notre Dame fans, a true freshman will emerge and play significant time on both sides of the ball. We saw that last year with Kyle Hamilton and the impact that he made as a freshman All-American. You're going to see that again this year in 2020.
You just started 3 months of online debate right there, right?
Yeah, well, I left it open for that so everybody can throw a name in the hat.
There you go. I'm pretty sure that'll be the first question you're asked the next time we get together, and hopefully it's soon. It is good to chat with you now, Coach. We hope to see you back on the practice field soon, and we do thank you for joining us today on The Fight.
Thank you for the support and being part of this. It's very important, and I'm just happy that I could be a small part of it.
We appreciate it, Coach. Thank you very much. Again, that's Brian Kelly.